majina naitwa Richard Kimasop. Mimi ni secretary ya maji ya Kisii Water Project. Hii kikundi kile ni 1 year old now. So tulianza tukaketi na wananchi, propose mali maji inasapatikana, alafu tukaongea vile tutapata pesa ya kufanya hiyo project. So tukaenda assess mali maji iko. Tukapropeana proposal ya kuchengwa kwa damu.
Water is life, a common saying around the world. Article 43 of the Constitution of Kenya guarantees every person the right to clean and safe water in adequate quantities. Baringo is one of the arid counties in Kenya with only 1/3 of its population with access to clean water. The introduction of devolution meant that citizens would have a greater say in shaping their priorities. However, this is not the case in Kabarnet, the largest town to the north of Baringo County. The lack of water has been an impediment to other sectors of development, but community participation and action in the budget-making process is slowly changing the narrative.
Hatukuwa na maji. Maji ni mbali. We travel more than 3 kilometers to fetch water.
Because water to us is a priority. It's priority number 1. And that's why we have referred to as water maji bay. That everybody needs water. Because in order to get it right in health, you must provide water. In order to actually improve in food security, we must actually provide water.
The international budget partner
Majina naitwa Richard Kimasop. Mimi ni secretary ya maji ya Kisii Water Project. Hii kikundi kile ni 1 year old now. So tulianza tukaketi na wananchi, propose mali maji inasapatikana, alafu tukaongea vile tutapata pesa ya kufanya hiyo project. So tukaenda assess mali maji iko. Tukapropeana proposal ya kuchengwa kwa damu.
Water is life, a common saying around the world. Article 43 of the Constitution of Kenya guarantees every person the right to clean and safe water in adequate quantities. Baringo is one of the arid counties in Kenya with only 1/3 of its population with access to clean water. The introduction of devolution meant that citizens would have a greater say in shaping their priorities. However, this is not the case in Kabarnet.
Welcome to this broadcast. This is Baringo News broadcast. It's also broadcasting on Ravine News and both Facebook and YouTube. So should you wish to follow the conversation, please go into your YouTube channel, or rather your YouTube or Facebook, then search for both channels that I've mentioned. Today we are talking about the assurance by the government, or rather we are looking into the possibility or the assurance by the government to have services being delivered to mwananchi even at this electioneering period. The trend has been whenever there's a campaign period or when we go to elections, services may be abandoned, contractors may drag their feet in accomplishing the project. Sometimes you can even hear some county governments may stop or rather pause some of the projects that may spill over into the next financial year. And what is the situation here in Baringo? And today we are looking at the water sector. And to look into it properly, we have one representative of one of the companies, water companies in Baringo County, that is Kirandich, or rather Chamasusu Water Company in Ravine. We also have the director for water in Baringo County. And finally, we do have a representative of the civil societies, and that is Isaac Chelal, who is representing the Baringo, for the Forum of Civil Societies in Baringo, that is BACSOF. And I'm your host, Komen SK. Karibu sana. And maybe to go directly to having our guests or other panelists to introduce themselves, then we go into the conversation. So I'll start from my far left.
I'm Samuel Koech, MD, Chamasusu Water Company in Ravine.
Samuel Koech, the Managing Director for Chemususu Water Company. Asante sana na karibu.
I am Noah Jebwarwa, Director, Department of Water and Irrigation, Baringo County.
Asante sana na karibu sana bwana Chepwarwa.
And I've also come with my colleague from the Department of Water and Irrigation. She will introduce herself.
Okay, maybe we'll give her an opportunity to introduce herself, and that's also, I'm sure she's a technical person, so she'll help us in answering some of the technical questions that we do have. All right, thank you. Isaac.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Isaac Chelal. I'm the Vice Chair for BACSOP. BACSOP is an umbrella of non-state actors working in Baringo County. We have 25 members.
All right, maybe we can have the technical person to introduce herself, so that, because I know at some point some questions will be answered, you can hand over the mic to... Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I'm Irene Chirono, working for the Department of Water and Irrigation.
You said you are?
Irene Chirono.
Irene, thank you. Na karibu sana.
Thank you.
All right. So straight into the conversation. The current county government that is headed by the governor, Stanley Kiptis, has a clarion call, or rather they were campaigning on a platform of providing water, or rather focusing on water as the main projects that they would deliver to Mwananchi when they were taking over power in 2017. And the clarion call was water, maji, bay. And from the statistics that we do have here, the numbers, the water department is receiving up to about 500 million every year. And that is the Department of Water and Irrigation. And of interest, even before we talk about the continuity of service delivery, maybe to you, Bwana Chebwarwa, where are we with this dream of ensuring that we have access to water to the people of Baringo?
Thank you, SK. Currently, in brief, we are estimating the accessibility to safe drinking water at about 45%, but this will be mainly confirmed through a major survey later.
You said we are estimating at 45%.
Yes.
And comparing with the previous regime, or maybe the advent of devolution in 2013, where were we at that time, so that we can see the improvement?
In 2013, we were around 32%. In 2017, we were at about 38%. And currently, before a survey is done, we are estimating that our current accessibility is at 45%.
And that is a self-evaluation, or what kind of survey are you looking at?
That is a self-evaluation, and apart from that also, there are some other surveys which were conducted by some organizations, including Central Rift in the year 2019-2020.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I think that may be, as you say, it is self-evaluation. So I'm sure someone like Isaac, you might be having something to say regarding that percentage. What is the situation on the ground now that you are representing the umbrella body of the civil societies, and these are people who engage the community on day-to-day development issues?
Thank you so much, SK. I think there's an improvement from where we were in 2017 and 2013.
Yeah.
But of course, we are not where we are supposed to be. But I think it's a progress that the county has made. But in terms of the numbers, I think the last one was done in 2019, as the director said. I think it was at 44% for access to water. But I think that could be the county average, but there are still far-flung and marginalized communities where it's still low as 5%.
Okay, as low as 5%, and those must be the counties, sub-counties that are, for example, Baringo South, Baringo North, and Tiati, those with the ASAL, the arid and semi-arid areas. All right. Well, with that clarion call, there was also, I believe it was an act of parliament to have some companies established to ensure that they be, I would say, semi-autonomous, like the Kirandich Water Company, so that they can ensure that there is a more effort in pushing for access to water, clean and safe water among the people of Baringo. How is your experience, Bwana, managing director to Kirandich Simon? How is your experience having been given the mandate to run semi-autonomously in trying to increase the access to water among the people of Baringo?
Okay, thank you. As I had mentioned, my name is Koech, MD, Jemasus Water Company in Ravine. Jemasus Water Company was formed by the county in 2016, and by then we had so much challenges in terms of water provision, because by then the dam was just complete and there was no other infrastructure to convey water to customers in Ravine and the surrounding areas. And later on, after the infrastructure was developed, the access has improved. By 2016, when the dam was done, we were at around service hours was ranging from 4 to 9 hours per day. But as we are doing today, in terms of hours of service, there are some areas getting up to 18 hours and the lowest 9 hours per day, on average per week. So I would say that we have improved so much. Yes.
When you talk about service hours, what does that mean to Mwananchi?
This is the average hours that a customer or mwananchi can get water in a day. Yes.
So you've increased from 9 to, is it 16? You said 16?
Yeah, there are some areas that are getting 18, it's 20 hours, and the lowest 8.
And there's been a conversation around Chemususu water not being consumed by the locals. Is that true?
Okay, maybe mention the locals within the environs of the dam. If that is the case, yes. There are some areas that are on a higher level where water cannot flow by gravity and they are not being served. That is true. Yes.
And
however, the county government, in conjunction with the Rift Valley Water Works Development Agency, they developed some other 9 sources under the program of Apache Masusu to serve the communities upstream. Yes.
Okay, and looking at the volume of the water, I read from articles that it is around 11 billion cubic meters. How much, what population can that dam serve, and what is the percentage it is serving at the moment?
Okay, when the dam was designed and the infrastructure designed, we are targeting a total of 110,000 people in the 2 sub-counties of Ravine and Mogotio, and an additional in Rongai sub-county. Currently, because we have not done our infrastructure completely, we are serving a small population. We are only using 10,000 meter cubic per day because we are limited by our infrastructure.
And when you say infrastructure, is it about piping only or even the treatment?
Infrastructure, it starts from the treatment works, the treated water main to Baringo, distribution, the valves, and the